So if patching is very noisy, the first thing that you will want to do is you can configure patch to not notify, to only alert. That would be the first thing, hands down, do that. Because basically, where is it? Patch. Hold on. Oh, this one may not have it. We'll take this one. Yeah, patch status. So this one, it's failed. It's super noisy. Every time it's missing one patch, it goes failed. I get that this is noisy, no big deal. What I would recommend is to change that to report only. That way you can report on missing patches, you can report on things that are not working, but you would not get an alert at every single turn, which will make it less noisy. Having said that, the other thing that I'll recommend is when you go to patching and you go to policy and you use your policies to configure. So let's take a policy at random. Here, report mode, definitely. To make it more reliable, also change your schedule to be DSC cycle based. A lot of people use manual or scheduled, and that does not work very well. The reason for it is not because it's not working, because if you do manual, it will never check for patches unless you choose, which means that the status will always be wonky. Scheduled status, if you say scan at 6 a.m. or let's say 4:45 a.m., well, if the machine is not online at that time, it will never ever check. Whereas if you say DSC, the default DSC, I believe, is 6 or 7 a.m. And if you do miss that, it will just do it the next time the machine's online because it will be part of DSC checks. So that is a lot more reliable. So absolutely use that. Another thing, approval, we're not going to talk about that because that's up to you. On the install side, if you have issues, I also recommend to install ASAP if you missed your window, always. Rebooting after, I recommend always, but some people, the customers won't tolerate it, so you can do when required. That's totally an option. And finally, failed patches. It does happen from time to time that patches will fail to install, not a huge deal. When those patches fail to install, because pick a reason, it's Windows, you can say automatically retry failed patches up to 1 or 2 times. 1 or 2 is usually good enough. And then that way, it will reduce your failure rate. It will give you a better result. And then you will have your patches installed properly. The most common reason why patches don't install properly is because the machine needs a reboot. So forcing a reboot does help, at least when required will help, but definitely doing that. So in order to have reliable patching, you need a good patching strategy and time. You need a good reboot strategy post-patch and also pre-patch. So again, forcing machines to be rebooted once a week is absolutely something that I recommend. Not necessarily servers, but at least workstations, whether they need patch or not, they should get restarted once a week at least, and that will remove a lot of those weird issues that you see.